Welcome back, everyone. We never saw Tom Cahill on stage or in front of the camera, but you recognize his work. Tom Cahill, the writer and playwright, died on Friday. He wrote songs for singing legend Joan Morrissey. He wrote award-winning television shows for CBC.
I think we're proud, resourceful, ingenious people who managed to survive against all odds and survive and prosper. Just to survive in Newfoundland was an accomplishment. To prosper.
He was born in St. John's and grew up in Placentia. Cal finished his schooling at Memorial University with a master's degree in arts. While working as a journalist at the Corner Brook Western Star, he got involved in local theater. He showed great promise as a scriptwriter and producer.
More than 1,000 times, not perhaps or maybe or after you consider joining Canada. But
one of his plays, As Loved Our Fathers, focused on a family's struggle with Confederation with Canada.
Oh, I wish you'd both stop. You're giving me a headache.
Very original in the name.
At CBC, Tom Cahill found a place to work full-time at expressing himself as an artist. He wrote and produced numerous television programs for local and national audiences. Many dealt with Newfoundland's rich and proud history. Yesterday's heroes. Where once they stood.
I am sick of hearing everyone praise of nothing but America. What of Ireland?
In 1976, Tom Cahill produced Cornerstone of Empire, the story of Sir Humphrey Gilbert's historic voyage to Newfoundland. It won the award for Best Television Program Made in Canada that year. Tom's friend, John Moyes, played Sir Humphrey Gilbert.
This is a tough day for all of us in the theatre and television, of course, everyone in Newfoundland, because here was a man whose legacy taken up from Ted Russell, a guy with tremendous ability as a writer, as a director, a producer, as a man who could get things done at a time in the 50s and 60s and 70s when really people in Newfoundland really didn't believe it could be done. I mean, plays about themselves. Started the whole Newfoundland theatre genre, really, I suppose.
how much is 3 from 7?
4.
Well,
But the apple you ate is still down inside you.
Boys, we're supposed to be cleaning this place up for a wedding, not carrying on.
Yarns from Pigeon Inlet, based on the writings of Ted Russell, was one of Cal's favorite projects. Actor Kevin Noble worked on every episode.
He's staying in the shack over there.
Back then, there wasn't an awful lot of money to work with to do those shows. I think when CBC started to cut back, one Toronto side street show would have provided a full other season of Pigeon Inlets.
Like all who worked for Tom Cahill on programs like Pigeon Inlet, his actors often saw the practical side of the man who got things done.
Actors' comfort wasn't always high on his list. I remember one time Jane Dingle, she was a chambermaid, and she came to the door, and Tom didn't figure she looked dirty enough for a chambermaid, so he reached down in the mud, hey, and by the side of the house, and smeared her face. And Jane just looked at me as if to say, did that guy just smear mud on my face? And of course, when we saw the playback, it looked like she was a chambermaid who just smeared her face, and it was fine.
Cal was nothing if not prolific. As well as writing plays and TV shows, he penned many humorous songs for the late Joan Morrissey. Songs like Thank God We're Surrounded by Water, the CN Bus Song, and The Mobile Goat. Tom Cahill will be remembered for a large body of work and will be counted among the proud Newfoundlanders he loved to celebrate in his stories, and described in an interview 11 years ago.
When I came to television, it got into the era of the Newfie joke and the Newfie caricature on stage. And I thought we have to counterbalance that, to show that in our past we had proud, respectful people who had brains and intelligence and something to say, not just to us but to the world.
Karl Wells, CBC News, St. John's.